to the world, frost on the glass, still dark, heart burning. Thank you to Chara, oh war, soul scarred, still learning. Patriots flag snapped in the cold last night. Now they're waving on a Houston. Tickets on the table like proof we've been praying. Stay woke. We don't sleep in Foxborough. Dreams of 7 in our eyes. Every mile down I-95. Stay woke. We ain't done. We ain't tired. From the tailgate smoke to the goal line lights. Hold that line. Keep that fire. Stay woke. Divisional round, neighbors got the kickoff time chalked on the driveway. Face paint out, grandma in a hoodie, calling this our day. Talking that do your job, whispers in the huddle like a promise we're keeping. Dreams of 7 inside, whole region riding on a Saturday evening. Stay woke. We don't sleep in Foxborough. Dreams of 7 in our eyes. Every mile down I-95. Stay woke. We ain't done. We ain't tired. From the tailgate smoke to the goal line lights. Hold that line. Keep that fire. Stay woke. Stay
Man,
What's good, Mr. Gibbs? How are you today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm just sitting here and counting down to the next Mustang game tonight.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get. I was like, oh, I got up and I'm like, dude, I gotta take a shower and shit. And I'm like, oh man, I know you. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to leave to go to the studio actually, but we're gonna do our podcast real quick here. You know, we have some stuff to talk about. You know, the Red Sox, they signed Ranger Suarez earlier in the week.
Oh wow.
And with that move, it makes the Red Sox rotation look legitimate, but they lost out on the Alex Bregman sweepstakes and the Bo Bichette sweepstakes. So I'm hoping that we have another kid down there that can play third base. You know, maybe Tristan Casas, but we have a log jam out in the outfield. I'm saying just bring one of those outfielders into the infield, but sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you know, I know being a Yankee fan, I know how that goes.
Yep.
You know, you're high on somebody thinking they're going to be the next superstar, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
right, and I feel like that always happens at least once a year with Boston, where they'll sign somebody huge and then they'll just completely shit themselves once they get here.
yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah.
I feel like it's a real tendency here.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that emotional thing with you know,
With Chara,
Big Z, but I heard it was emotional.
It was very emotional, man. I bawled my eyes out. I'm not gonna lie, man. But it's moments like that that makes you feel proud to be a Bruins fan, even with the clowns and the ass hats that we have running the organization. moments like that truly make you feel like you want to be a Bruins fan, you know? And I'm just going to say, if I bawled out and cried that hard for Chara last night, I am not emotionally ready for when they retire Patrice Bergeron's number.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
I mean,
coming. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, we need to retire Marchand and Bergeron. It's just like, we need to retire Marchand, Bergeron, and Krejci, because without them, we wouldn't have a cup.
No, we wouldn't. We'd still be stuck on what, 1972? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be almost 60 years at this point. If if we never won in 2011, it would be close to 60 years at this point.
Exactly, and they need to have all those guys that you mentioned needs to have their numbers retired, because I feel that they deserve it.
Right, 100% they deserve it.
You know, without those guys, we wouldn't have beaten Vancouver.
Right, 100%.
Because I remember going into Game 5, and I was calling my dad. Right, we were down 3-2. Rest in peace, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I called my dad panicking.
Oh yeah, man.
And he's like, no, son, don't worry, we got this. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, we got this, son. Don't worry. You know, and sure enough, we won 6 and 7. I called him, and I think he goes, see, I told you, son.
Yeah.
You know, my dad, Gary, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, he never lost faith in the Bruins or the Red Sox, trust me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I remember, you know, back in 2004, my Yankees were up 3-0. I said, it's over. And he says, are you sure about that, son? And the next four nights in a row, what did he do?
Yep. Harassed you
Called
about
me.
it.
When the Red Sox beat the Cardinals in the World Series, he didn't load up for freaking whole year.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know, and I know
so
that
close to the Super Bowl right now. It's insane.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a new Super Bowl champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. The Eagles are gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to just put it out there because, you know, this is the weekly podcast. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to start my live podcasting from the studio this weekend, because my guest for the show this week, he lives in New Hampshire, 1, and 2, he's also a season ticket holder to the Patriots. So because the Patriots are obviously in the playoffs, it doesn't make sense for him to come down both days. So I'm just going to wait, put all my marbles into one basket, and hope the Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Is that? Cool. He's a season ticket holder. Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think now that we mentioned football, I think it's going to be the Bears over the Rams. I really do. So my Super Bowl pick is Patriots-Bears. That's what I have for my Super Bowl pick.
I don't see the. No, actually, I see the Bears. I reversed my decision. I see the Bears beating the Rams.
You just said that.
You know, I mean, and then I got the Seahawks over the Niners.
All right. Well, we haven't done picks just yet, but we're almost there. But I'm saying it straight up on the podcast today that it's going to be the Patriots and the Bears in the Super Bowl. And I think that's a great story as itself, because both of these teams were, one, at the beginning of the year, not projected to win 5 games. Neither one of these teams. Both of them had the same, both of them went into that same rookie class, drafted a quarterback that basically changed the way that their franchise operates, got new coaches, and now that they're easily the 2 best teams in the league. I think that's a story in itself.
Well, yeah, I agree.
If Mike Vrabel doesn't win the Coach of the Year award, which he should, if he doesn't win, it should be Ben Johnson.
Something's wrong. If he doesn't win the Coach of the Year award, something's wrong.
If it's not Mike Vrabel, it should be Ben Johnson. But anybody other than Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson this year is a travesty.
Exactly. I think those are one of those 2 guys needs to win the Coach of the Year. If it's not, there's something wrong. It's a big travesty.
Right. And obviously, Matt Stafford's going to win the MVP this year. You know,
Obviously,
I was like, oh well,
obviously.
you know, I wasn't going to hold my breath knowing that Drake May could win the MVP. Like as Tom Brady said, you know, Matt Stafford is having a hell of a season right now. One of his best seasons that he's had. People need to remember that we're only in the second year of Drake May. There's plenty of time
Yes,
for
we are.
Drake May in his career to go out and win an MVP.
Yes, sir. Yes, he's only Drake May is only in his second year. I mean,
right. You know, I really love Drake, man. He's a really genuine quarterback, and on top of that, man, like it's not like when Tom Brady was here, you know, like his wife is fun too. Like I can watch his wife like do the baking and stuff that she does. And like it's entertaining, you know? Like Tom Brady's wife was never entertaining. Like
oh, Drake, are you talking about Drake May's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ann May or whatever. I think her name's Ann May, but yeah. She's really cool. She does this series on TikTok called Bakemas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, where she was doing like doing a whole bunch of bakery stuff, making up about like Christmas goods and stuff, like Christmas cookies. So she has this series called Bakemas. She does it with a couple people. She did an episode with Dave Portnoy not too long ago. She was rating pizza with him not too long ago. So that was pretty cool.
That's nice, man.
She has a lot of personality, you know. It's not like Giselle. I was watching the Herd this morning with Colin, and they had Tom Brady on, and Tom Brady was saying how the divorce that he was going through in his final season factored into a major role on why he retired, because he felt like he couldn't give any more to the game, but at the same point in time, he had given 23 years to the game.
Yes, sir.
So, as far as last night goes, what a game by the Bruins. I don't know what to think of the Bruins at this point. They start winning games.
I don't either.
Every time we talk about the Bruins, they get their teeth kicked in. Then they go on some kind of magical streak and kick everybody else's teeth in. And then I just don't understand, man. It's like this is one of the most roller coaster Bruins seasons I think we've ever gone through.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it's one of the most. Yeah, even my dad would say that.
Yeah, because like 1 minute we're winning, next minute we're getting blown out, the next minute we're winning a game, kicking the other team's teeth in. So, with that being said, there was a lot of legends yesterday. You know, Bobby Orr was there, Johnny Busick was there. I think the best part was Pasternak walking out with Johnny Busick to the ice.
I seen that video. That was emotional. I got to admit, I got emotional on that. That was awesome.
That's truly amazing, you know. And you know how I feel about Pasternak, man. Pasternak's only 124 goals away from becoming the greatest goal scorer in Boston Bruins history.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, Johnny Busick is currently the greatest goal scorer in Boston Bruins history.
Yes, sir.
He's 545.
I remember my dad. He would always talk about him.
Yeah. But you know, what scares me is that Pasta's going to get there and he's not going to have a cup to his credit. He could become the greatest Bruin of all time, but at the same point in time, like, you need that cup, man. And I don't know if the Bruins got it like that. Like, I really need to see significant progress, you know, primarily 2 elite top 6 centers for the team. Then I'll believe again, you know, because for me, I stopped watching the Bruins like religiously once David Krejci left to go back to the Czech Republic. And then I realized how bad we were that year and how bad we were struggling without a second line center and only having the first line center. And then the next year he comes back, and then like I felt like we were back like to normal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
So,
but what do you think about Harbaugh with leaving the fired The Ravens going to the Giants.
Yeah, I think that's huge for the Giants. You know, the Giants aren't a horrible, horrible team. They just had bad coaching. That's how I feel about the Giants. The Jets are horrible.
Well, yeah.
But the Giants have a good team with some good talent. It's just they need a good coach. And I think that John Harbaugh and Jackson Dart is going to be one hell of a combination.
I agree. And it's going to be interesting to see how, with the Ravens and also Mike Tomlin. What do you think about that?
Mike Tomlin is so because Mike Tomlin stepped down rather than get fired. If there's any team out there that's interested in Mike Tomlin, they have to trade with the Steelers for him. They can't go and get him from free agency because he stepped down and he still has contract rights through the Steelers. So if there is any team that goes out and tries to get Mike Tomlin, they have to trade for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if there's going to be a team out there that wants to trade for Mike Tomlin. I mean, I believe he's a great coach.
I heard that he's not coaching in 2026. I heard that report. I heard he's not coaching in 2026.
I heard that too, but I'm
you never know.
I'm skeptical.
You never know.
Very skeptical in the situation.
Well, I'm very skeptical too, man. I remember I was when I went to the Mustang game last night. I ran into a couple Steeler fans, and they had their Steeler uniforms on, and I said, I went up to them and they were cool, like, what happened to you Steelers guys? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. And I said, how do you feel about Mike Tomlin stepping down? They said it was time for him to step down.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm like, and then the crowd was saying, retire, Aaron.
Yeah.
They were just all over Aaron, and I just, I didn't even watch the game, but when I looked at the score, I couldn't believe it was a blowout.
Game, dude. That was a game. I can't believe Houston handled the Steelers like that, dude.
Not like that. I've never seen, I've been a football fan all my life.
I'm honestly nervous for this game against the Texans. The Texans and the Broncos were two teams I didn't want to face in the playoffs. The Texans and the Broncos are still there.
They are.
So, with that being said, we're getting into the divisional round of our NFL picks because there's only 4 games left at this point. And by the way, I watched Boston University, the women's team, beat Harvard the other day 3-1. And I'm pretty sure
congratulations, ladies.
I'm pretty sure the bean pot for the women is either this weekend or next weekend. I think it's next weekend because they do it about 2 weeks before the bean pot for the men. So the bean pot for the men usually starts the first week of February.
Yes.
So just wanted to throw that out there, some Hockey East matchups this weekend. The men's BU team is doing better than they were. They were struggling pretty bad, but they're doing better. They beat Harvard too. I saw that game last weekend. I think they play UMass.
Yeah.
They play UMass Lowell tonight.
Oh, UMass. Okay.
Yep. So that's who BU plays tonight. And with that being said, we have 4 picks in the divisional round for the NFL. So kind of late. But, it's going to get lighter as we go on and continue here.
Yes, it will. Where has the time gone?
Right.
Jeez.
I know.
This is just crazy how, the season goes so fast.
I know. I hate the NFL for that reason.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's just like the season goes by so quick, but I'd take the NFL any day over the NBA because, the NBA complains too much. That's what.
Who does?
They're like, we play too many minutes. We need rest. We can't play all 82 games in a season. It's ridiculous, man. Like if you guys can't play 12-minute quarters, then you guys don't have a physical sport. It's not like football. It's wrestling's more intense than basketball is. If you can't condition, just say that. That's the way I feel about the NBA. Or what I call the NRA, I call it the National Rest Association. But as far as fantasy basketball, I'm dominating.
Oh, good. That's good to hear.
So I'm about to be 11-2 in fantasy basketball.
Second place?
Yep, still in second place. The other guy has not lost another game since me beating him.
Oh man!
So he's going to catch a loss soon. We're getting down to the end of the NBA season. I'm not sure how many more weeks are left, but we're in like week 16. I think there's 23 weeks.
Okay.
And I know that I face him at least one more time during that time span too.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, with that being said, tomorrow's matchup at 4:30, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Denver Broncos. And I'm going with the Broncos on this one. Home field advantage in the playoffs. Every time Denver has the number one seed or the advantage in the playoffs, it just sucks the air right out of the other team because of the air altitude out there. And Buffalo hasn't been out in Denver this week. Buffalo has been practicing in Buffalo, and then they leave today to go to that game tomorrow. So they don't have the time period or the time frame really to acclimate themselves to they don't have the time frame to acclimate themselves to that environment that they're playing the game in.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going with the Broncos.
I'm going with the Broncos 23-7.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gave a score. You know me. I'm not one for giving the score because, the score is cursed in my opinion.
I agree, but I got the Broncos winning because the reason why I think it's going to play a big factor is the altitude.
Yeah, same. I think the same thing. All right, here. So next matchup we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
I'm going with the Seahawks. Seahawks 28, San Francisco 21.
I'm leaning towards the Niners in this one. I don't really care who wins the Seahawks and Niners game because for me, honestly, it's not that interesting. But I think the Niners have more depth. But I think the Seahawks have the better overall team right now.
Well, the
Seahawks have the best defense in the league right now.
Well, yeah, I know, but they're not going to have one of their star players, Kittle's.
Yeah.
If you don't got your star player, somebody's going to have to step up in Kittle's place.
Yeah. But they still have some good offensive weapons. They have Brandon Ayuk. They have Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, well, that's how they beat the Eagles.
Yeah, so, I still think the Niners have good depth. The Niners are missing Fred Warner this week, too. Fred Warner's not getting activated this week. Yeah. So as far as defense-wise, I'm giving the edge to... I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. I was leaning towards the Niners at first, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one because, yeah, man, I'm not a big Brock Purdy fan, but I think that Sam Darnold is a little bit better than Brock Purdy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree on that one.
So next matchup we have Sunday at 3 o'clock, man. The Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots at home. I'm going with the Patriots on this one. I am very nervous as far as the Texans defense goes. The Texans do have a legitimate defense. One.
They do.
Daniel Hunter is a monster. I wish he was on our team. And when they played the Bills, when the Texans played the Bills, they smoked the Bills and sacked Josh Allen 8 times in one game. But the Patriots are a fully healthy team going into this weekend. There was nobody who was listed as questionable, doubtful, or there was no one listed as questionable, doubtful, or out this week for the Patriots. So the Patriots have a fully healthy team minus Mac Hollins. So I'm going with
Yes,
the
sir.
Patriots on that one.
I'm going with the Patriots too.
All right. Our last matchup of the divisional round, Mr. Gibbs. We have the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Chicago Bears. Now, earlier in this podcast, I said it's going to be New England versus Chicago. So I would look like a big fraud saying, hey, the Rams are going to win this one. So I'm going to go with the Bears on this one, even though I'm leaning towards the Rams. But I'm going with the Bears on this one, so I don't backtrack on what I said. I still want to see the Patriots and the Bears in the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Bears on this one.
And here's another thing you got to throw in too, bro. The Rams, they don't do good in cold weather.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't. I mean, they don't do good in cold weather. I mean, look what happened last year in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm going with the Bears on this one.
Okay. Well, we are finished with our divisional round picks. So, other than that, Mustangs lost last night, right?
Yeah, 2-1. I hope we have a better performance tonight. I hope our passing was terrible. We couldn't get anything going. I mean, we had 5 post hit last night, 5 of them.
Oh God, I hate. That's the worst feeling in hockey when you hit the post. You know, when you hear the post ring, it just gives me PTSD for that year that in 2014 when we lost to Montreal in Game 7 and hit 16 goalposts.
Yeah, I mean, we had Mustangs hit 5 last night.
We hit 16 goalposts in that Game 7, Mr. Gibbs. That's disgusting.
I remember that. I remember that. Yes, I remember that.
And we still managed to make it go to overtime.
We did. I remember that, yes.
That was...
And last night, I just could have swore I had PTSD again.
I'm sure.
You know, but I'm hoping that we have a better night tonight. I saw the coach last night. I didn't bring up the Eagles or anything. I just, gave him a fist bump. And
Of course.
You know, and what's that?
I said, of course.
You know, I mean, because when it comes to the Eagles, he takes it very seriously.
Oh, yeah, of course. Everybody takes their sports team seriously, you know?
Yeah, and so, hopefully we'll win tonight.
We saw so many legends yesterday, man. We saw Willie O'Ree, Ray Bork, Johnny Busick, Bobby Orr, Tim Thomas, Dennis Seidenberg, Adam McQuaid.
Yep.
I thought the coolest part was the 2011 team coming out and holding the banner, holding the number for Chara when it got raised to the banner. You know.
I mean, I'm sorry I missed that, but I didn't. I was going.
I sent you all the videos for it, so it's all good. I sent you all the meaningful videos from it. I sent you the picture of Thank You Chara.
Yeah, that had to. I guarantee if my dad was alive, he'd be crying.
Yeah, man, it was a special moment, man. It made you feel. It was a feel good moment to be a Bruins fan. We don't get too many of those moments nowadays anymore. But it was a feel good moment to be a Bruins fan.
And I know my dad, if he was alive, he'd be crying because one thing about my dad, bro, he loved Chara.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of his favorite players. He called him Big Z.
Yep.
My dad, I mean, he was born in 1954 and he became a Bruins fan, I want to say 1960. Mm-hmm. So he's about 6 years old when he became a Bruins fan. He's been a Bruins fan ever since. And then I came along, I was born in 79 and in 84, that was my first Bruins game I watched with my father. And that's when I became a Bruins fan.
Nice.
We
gotta make it a goal of ours, Mr. Gibbs. Once this podcast and everything takes off, and once we get a good stretch of income, we got to make it a goal of yours. You've never been to a Bruins game before.
No, I haven't.
We got to go to a Bruins game, man. It has to be on the list.
Man.
It has to be on the list.
Exactly, man.
I'm trying to go to Fenway Fest next year for Woke to the World.
Welcome to the world, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to go to Fenway Fest next year for Woke to the World.
Oh yeah.
For the
Welcome to the world.
podcast
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
stuff.
gonna be
You know,
that's
and
gonna
if
be
I
cool.
can
if you
meet one of
go,
the
dude.
players from the 2007 or 2013 World Series Red Sox teams while I'm there, I can get one of my newspapers signed because I have newspapers from 2007 and 2013 from their championship runs.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm going to get one of them signed if I go to Fenway Fest next year. And then I'll get the
Yeah,
content, obviously, for Woke to the World and stuff. And then next year, I'm planning on going to Fanatics Fest because, you know, I want to make sure that we're getting the biggest fan experience possible for Woke to the World as far as sports and as far as music.
Exactly, man.
So, with that being said, I'm going to get ready here to go to the studio. So, I wanted to do this episode with you real quick. And now I'm off. So have fun at the Mustangs game tonight.
All right, buddy.
Stay woke.
All right, man.
And I'll see you on the next episode, my friend.
Okay, buddy.
Go Stangs.
All right, thanks, man. Go be you.